We're migrating 3 Bubble apps with thousands of users to Next.js. We found that if you know how to create a thing, make changes to a thing, delete a thing in Bubble, you already understand CRUD operations in Next.js using AI. For those new here, I run a dev agency and school community. In this video, we're building a full CRUD dashboard. Create, edit, delete listings, basically Bubble's workflows, but with AI writing the code. We'll add a table of the current users' listings in the database, create an add button that opens a pop-up, and edit a pencil icon that will open the same pop-up in edit mode, and a trash icon for delete functionality with a confirmation pop-up, all using AI. In the last videos, we've set up a database, some listings, some login, and an internal dashboard. In this video, we are gonna add a simple table of the users logged in listings here. So the equivalent in Bubble would be on the dashboard page, adding a repeating group, do a search, current user listings only, that type of stuff, and making a table. In previous videos, we have already created the listings table in Supabase. We've already created a login, and we've already created the index page, which is showing all public listings. Now I just want to see my logged in listings as well. So let's open the editor. So I've already got previous videos Claude thread. This thread, what we had done was, if I go to like rewind, the messages were trying to add a login code and trying to get documentation around login and redirect, add a login, remove login. So my Claude thread is already warmed up from the previous video in which I added the login and the dashboard. So this thread already has sufficient context. I think I can easily continue in this thread. All I need to do is ask it to just get the table that you had on the index page and just add a query. On the dashboard page, I'd like a table of the current users listings, not all listings, okay? Just current users listings. Bring the table component that you have on the index page. And again, we are recording a YouTube tutorial explaining AI code step by step to Bubble developers. So keep things simple and step by step. Okay, so it's just gonna drag drop a repeating group and do a search, make the current cell listings, and just display the listings on the dashboard page. So it's checking Supabase for the schema and what the schema looks like, because this Claude thread had not have access to the schema. I was like, okay, I see the listings and the table has an owner field, it has a UUID. So that's what we'll just use to filter. So do a search, query, current user is equals related user of owner of the listings, that type of stuff. So that's what it just did. Fetch listings for the current user. So if user const data user listing, again await Supabase from listings table, that's do a search user, select all, and the equal is the constraint like owner equals user ID or current user, and that's just get user and listings. Then it just added the table. This is the table header, name, description, listings.map. That's the do a search for. This is kind of like the state. So it did a do a search in a state, saved the state, and now it's just accessing that state here. Map is kind of like current cell listing, current cell. So this listing name, listing dot description. So it's like current cell name, current cell description. If I open the dashboard page, it will be done. Okay. So that's the name, description, test listing 1, test listing 2. These are in my Supabase table editor, these are my listings. That's the one I'm logged in as test@ascitech.com. So not test2. If I log out and log in as test2 at ascitech.com, that will show test2 listing 1, test2 listing 2. Yeah, that's the one that's showing. If I make an edit here to test2's listing, 999, save changes, and then I just refresh this here, it's like test2 listing 1999 is here. Doing this in no code takes a little bit longer. In code, it's like, okay, do it. I was like, done. Okay. In one case, we wanted to just view listings. Okay. But I still don't see the listing status. Okay. So if I just want to add a column to see listing status, I can do that as well. Can you also add the status column? Okay, so it will like realize that, oh, so there's a listing status, active, inactive. It's gonna update the query. I think the query at the moment, is it returning? Yeah, it updates the query to also return the status. Okay, so it was not returning the status from the backend. This is a little bit different from Bubble and code. In code, you have granular control. So you make a request and you can ask it, don't give me all the data, just give me a few of these things. Here, now it's like, oh, we forgot to ask for the status previously. So let me just ask for the status as well. And now get the query status is also coming through, and we're like, okay, added table head status, table cell listing, listing status, name. So that's like current cell listing, listing status, name. So like when you go option set, current cell related status, name dot name. That's what it's here. So why does it say no status actually? This should have a status. Let me see. So status ID. So it may have made a mistake here. It's showing no status. But the listing status schema does have statuses. Can you please double check? So it's even it's saying it's like doing search for listings merge with listing status table. So it's just gonna, I think it may have missed the schema for listing statuses and kind of made a subtle mistake in the connection between the two. So it's just verifying good. I can see the data exists, the statuses are active, inactive, and listings do have the status ID value. The issue may be how we are handling the relationship. SQL join works. Listing status table has RLS enabled. No, table was allowed for like authentication. The RLS looks fine as well. It added some logging and debug logging. The debug logging comes here. It added some logging here. Fetched listings array. This array came through. So remove the logging, the code was fine. All I had to do was refresh the page. I'd really appreciate if you smash that like button. It really helps other no-code devs find content like this. So what did we just do? Made a repeating group equivalent, do a search query, add the status column. I tend to really like an add button and open a modal and then just add whatever entries there are, a save button and create. And I use the same modal for edit listings as well. Okay. And some pencil icon here for edit listings. We can go step by step, but I feel like you guys are now getting a little bit comfortable. So I'm just going to try and single shot add and edit in the same prompt. I think then you'll start seeing the power. Oh, this is like fast. We'll go to Shadsy and blocks and components. Shadsy and components already have like a dialog or modal, something like that. Open dialog. Yep, this works. This save, edit, delete. That's the stuff I want. We've got this one, copy clipboard. Can we add a button, add listing, which opens this dialog using Shadsy and dialog and have the fields for our name and description to add a listing. And then in the table, can we add a pencil icon, which edits the listing using the same dialog modal pop-up. Now, when making such a longer instruction, I just hit Shift Tab and switch to plan mode. Most AI agents have a plan mode. This lets it navigate the code base, understand the instruction, come up with a bit of like a checklist to do thing, plan the implementation. I can do this. Here's my step-by-step plan on how I will do this. So it tries to build its sort of to-do list. And then it's like, once you review the to-do list, it's usually pretty fine and let it run. This is slightly helpful for slightly longer things. For small things like, oh, just do this, it's fine. So let's see its plan. Now, step 1, I'll install the Shadsy and dialog component. Step 2, I'll create a reusable pop-up. So the dialog component, this is the default it comes with. The reusable component is our, like, so add, edit listing, listing name, listing description, that type of stuff. 2 modes, kind of like reusable component with different states and modes like create and edit. And then on create, insert a new listings, create a thing, and updates, update existing listing with Supabase from listing update. That's make changes to thing. Close dialog, refresh listing on success, add listing button and open the modal. So open, this is like add button, like show pop-up equivalent. Then the pencil icon, I'll add the pencil icon. I'll add actions, a column into the table, and I'll add pencil row. Clicking the pencil will open the edit, and I'll wire up the workflow. So pass the user ID to the dialog for setting the owner, and that's current user, and refresh listings after create update, add loading states for better UX. So it's got a fairly decent, clean example for CRUD operations. Let me just say yes and auto accept edits and let it run. Okay. Doing this in no code can take a little bit of time. We used Canvas's library and it would give us a lot of like boilerplate for this already. But even still, just wiring up standard add, edit, delete on tables, common thing, pagination, filter by status. Here AI can just like single shot do all of these. And once you've got the handle on how and be able to guide the AI, very quickly it can just get the job done. So if it's installed the dialog, it's creating the listing dialog component. This will appear here. So if I refresh the page, that's the default dialog. Okay. Based on the default, it's made a specific listing dialog. So that's like, I've got edit, I've got create, 2 modes, I've got the listing name, a few custom states, the handle submit, that's the workflow on save button. If the mode is create, insert listing. If the mode is, the other mode is like update listing, update the name and description. So this is like create a thing, passing the properties, make changes to thing, passing the properties. And if the mode is create, conditional on the text, show this, fill in the details to create. Edit is update the listings. So it's filling in a lot of stuff that we manually do for UX as well. And on submit, the name, description, these are the input fields, 2 input fields with name and then form on submit, on click submit button, just run the handle submit function, which is the function that we saw at the top here. Mode is create, Superbase from insert, create a thing. Mode is update, Superbase from update, make changes to thing. Okay. And okay, it went up ahead quickly now. So after the dialog component, it just made the add listings button in the dashboard page. So the dashboard page is just like, placing a button. So add listing. So underneath the logout header thingy. Then it's adding a pencil icon. So it's adding import the pencil icon, add the pencil icon and handle edit listing as well. Set the dialog mode. So that's like set the reusable pop-up mode to edit, pass the current listing and show the pop-up. So this is like set mode, display data in pop-up, set group data source and set dialog open. Very similar code semantics here. Okay. This is the actions column appearing and then just show the button or icon and on click, just run that function. Okay. And this is the pencil icon and that's the table cell and wiring up the dialog component. Let's just test it. It's all done now. So single shot, create and edit listing. So new listing user test 2 at ASCII Tech, new listing description. Okay. So create a listing. So save, our new listing is here. The status. So we missed in the instruction. Okay. So if you were to make this in Bubble as well, you create a thing and you forgot the status field. This is what just happened here. Okay. So we have an entry in the database now with status null. Okay. We didn't add checks. I think at the time when setting up Superbase in the first few videos, I was like, you know what, let's not do this for now. So we've got an entry in the database with null. Let's check for edit. Edit, I can edit it. So this title edit listing, update details, edited, update listing. Yeah. So edits are coming through as well. There's no status. Let's just fix that. Okay. We ask it to add like a drop down for the status. Default the status active. Can you add a drop down for status and default the drop down to active on adding a listing? So again, we can switch to plan mode and it'll understand the instruction, come up with a bit of a plan. We don't have the drop down component. So it's gonna like, okay, npx chat cn drop down component needs to be added. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to stay in touch as videos come out. I plan on posting weekly about Bubble AI code transition. So it's taking a look at everything, trying to come up with a plan. The word for drop down is select in ShadCN. That's the component if that's a drop down. So it's just like found that, okay, I need to install select. I need to update the listing dialog component and fetch the status. Active is this, inactive is this, add select UI. On create, include the status ID and insert. On update. So this is what you would do if you're like, oh, I forgot the status. Okay. So I go to the create a thing workflow, I fix it there. I go to the make change a thing workflow, I fix it there. Any properties going back and forth, it hooks it up. But yeah, this seems fine. It's not going to be huge amounts of edits or anything. It's just a few lines in various places, similar to like create a thing. Oh, I need status here, edit a thing. I need status here. I need a couple of stuff here. It's installed the drop down component. So that's coming here. That's the drop down. And these properties and stuff, you have to install the multi drop down plugin, right? In Bubble, you're like all these components, each of these options vary based on the components. The checkbox has something, a search box has something else. That type of stuff is these properties and primitives and defined in the component itself. Okay, it should nearly be done now. What else did it do? So update the pop-up to add the drop down. Okay, so it added the drop down. It connected the drop down to the fetch. So it's fetching the status. Yeah, so it's getting the option set. It's a separate table, active, inactive. It's different IDs. So it's doing a query there, fetching the statuses. There are a few other ways with TypeScript constants, but I'm not going there just yet for this tutorial. It's be like getting a bit complicated. But you have this thing called like TypeScript constants and you define them in one place. And these things, they just like fetch from there. It's very easy. Claude can do it. It's just not doing it now because I'm telling it to go step by step. Then the drop down and the drop downs do a search for fetch status. That's what it's doing. So the status is .map. That's a do a search for and show the status name. So what would you do in drop down? You'd go drop down data source and then you see the drop down option label, dynamic option set status, and choice sources do get an option. That's what it's doing basically. Okay, all options, then current option caption is the options name, the display, all that is this stuff. Okay, then the create a thing, so insert, adding the option there, make changes to thing, adding the option there, and if it's blank, it's just adding some checks of like, okay, you know what, if nothing happens, just show null. But yeah, so let's just check add listing, test to, and active, create listing, done. This time it's active. We can edit and fix this to inactive, active, done. So we've got create, read, update. I'm fairly sure you guys are about to guess delete is going to be like a single shot prompt. Yes, delete is going to be a single shot prompt. There is a component for it, alert dialog. So we can just like use this. Can you now also add a trash icon with a confirmation pop-up for deleting a listing? I don't need plan mode for this small separate single instruction. It can just single shot it easily. So what did we just do in this video? We had no dashboard. Okay. We added a repeating group to display all of my user listings. We added an add modal. We added an edit modal. We're about to add a delete modal with confirmation pop-up. Add and edit conditionals on this pop-up. So add is add new listing, edit is edit listing, all that conditional stuff here. It's refreshing because it's messing with the code and it's hot reloading. Now we're about to add a delete listing, a simple CRUD. I think just teaching it in code may have been faster than teaching it in no code. Actually, if I were super fast clicking around and doing it, it would have taken me a lot longer, I think, compared to like getting AI to write all of this stuff. Can you imagine? People used to do all of this by hand, just all of this stuff. I'm like, people write this, like, type it. But yeah, so edit. Are you sure this will put? Oh, it even added the listing name in the text itself, like this type of little detail. And we're actually saying don't do extra stuff here. So is it done? Yeah. Okay. So delete. Are you sure? Test 2, delete 2. It's gone. Test 2 listing 999. You know what? Let's just double check the index page is all fine. So yeah, test 2 listing 199 is fine. It does not see the edited listing because it's inactive. Let's make it active. Update listing. Refresh the page. Yep. I see it. And don't worry, there are ways to make it like, live reload and real time and all that, just one step at a time. We haven't asked it to, if a user is logged in, don't show the login page, you show the dashboard button. If I just do it as a single shot replacement. So yeah, delete works, edit works, add work. We have our basic listing dashboard ready in, I don't know, 20 minutes kind of thing, with create, read, update, delete done as well. This video is part of a series. We set up Supabase, we set up an index page, we set up login, we set up like an internal listings dashboard. This is a good time to mention our new school community. There's about 100 of us. Many of these people are no-code developers or bubble developers transitioning to AI code. I've got complete 0 to 1 SaaS build in the classroom section, and there's live weekly Q&As happening as well to brainstorm any roadblock. The next video, I've got something interesting planned for it, but subscribe to the channel to stay in touch. Thanks. Bye.